Now, 16 years later, the new evil has turned into an overexposed pay-per-view event with Hell in a Cell matches that feel less and less evil with each passing year. As much as I understand WWE trying to hype up the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and the dangers of it, this sadly feels like a movie trailer hyping up a scary film to be the scariest thing you've ever witnessed, only for the actual film itself to suck big time. WWE trying to do a fake-out moment by making me believe my satellite was having connection issues. Damn you for making me check my satellite.
No disqualification.
Previously on WWE. Also, Michael Cole even gives constant reminders of a match being no disqualification for matches that took place weeks ago. Man, no one is safe.
Big Show has been barred from the building.
Wouldn't the Big Show be barred from every arena since he got fired by the Authority? I'm honestly surprised that neither Stephanie McMahon nor Triple H thought to do just that the moment they fired Big Show. The pyrotechnics for the Usos being off sync from their signals, but boy do I miss that entrance very much. So I'm assuming that means every pay-per-view that ever took place without the Spanish commentators at ringside doesn't officially qualify as pay-per-views? Rey Mysterio's don't get used to this, I'm only here because WWE has nothing creative for me at the moment face.
Spanish and Rey just admitted that he's actually El Torito.
Bottom line for that is, none of these guys speak Spanish and are making outdated jokes about questioning what the Spanish commentators are saying. The end.
One member of each team will be in the ring.
Michael Cole states exactly what should be going on in a triple threat tag team match. Meanwhile, the referee says, nope, only 2 wrestlers are allowed in with a full team on the apron. For once, I'm agreeing with Michael Cole. This is bullshit.
Not too good at math.
Roman Reigns just jinxed the Shield's momentum by touching the tag team titles before the match got started. Maybe that's why Seth Rollins hit him first when he turned on the Shield the following year. Seth Rollins, while smart to try and get away from Goldust, willingly put his entire team out of the match, jeopardizing their chances of winning the tag team titles. I guess maybe Roman Reigns isn't the only one giving the team bad luck.
So it's Jey Uso now.
Jey Uso was already starting to fall before Goldust could fully connect the shoulder tackle, thus causing Goldust to barely graze him at all. Jey Uso just stands there and lets this happen to him. If I were him, I'd punch Goldust in the stomach and take advantage of the opportunity.
Cody Rhodes and Dustin fall.
To be honest, I'm actually amazed that JBL accidentally referred to Goldust as Dustin Rhodes, given he has competed as Goldust for the last 20 years in the WWE.
He'll be competing against Biggie Langston.
Impromptu matches are always a sin, and holy shit, there are a lot of impromptu matches to cover on this pay-per-view. We're in 2013, so I'm not surprised.
Is Rocky Marciano worried about his 40th title defense?
What in the ever-loving fuck are you guys talking about? Pay attention to the match in the ring!
Revitalization. As good as ever. And look at
Goldust clearly sees Roman Reigns tag himself in, but pretends that he didn't see anything. It's one thing for wrestlers to not see the sudden tag, but to clearly see it and pretend you didn't is when I have to add in the sin.
Remember, this is legal. No disqualification.
Wait, even Michael Cole didn't see Roman clearly tag himself in? Goldust is one thing, but Michael was watching the monitor on the desk, which gave him the same view it gave us watching at home.
Can't wait to see Paul Heyman get what he's got coming to him.
We're in the middle of a tag team title match and all Jerry Lawler wants to talk about is Paul Heyman. We'll get to him later, but for now, focus on what's currently going on. Seth Rollins getting a little kinky with Goldust's golden ass.
Look at Goldust, they steal one here!
First off, a backslide is not stealing the victory. That just might be worse than saying a roll-up was stealing the victory. Secondly, Goldust was not even hooking in the backslide properly, as his right arm is not even doing anything to Roman. Damn, Roman Reigns went to town on the ring canvas. That was a nasty hit. Goldust should be thankful that he did not get hit at all. How the hell did Cody Rhodes not see Seth Rollins coming? I know he's making sure that Goldust can reach him, but he does have peripheral vision, right? Oh my god, this is just awful. Goldust, despite clearly seeing Cody get knocked over by Seth Rollins and having a full view of the corner, still leaps forward to tag out. Did he mistake the ring post as his brother or something? Well, on the bright side, there are only 2 corners left to collide yourself into, Goldust. Roman Reigns spends the next 4 minutes of this match taunting Goldust, taunting Cody Rhodes, and doing anything except trying to win back the tag team titles. Will you stop referring to these pinfall attempts as stealing the victory for fuck's sake? Roman Reigns, in his attempt to throw himself over the top rope, accidentally turned into a WWE 2K video game glitch. No. By the time Jimmy Uso connected the splash, the referee would have already completed his 3 count, giving Cody Rhodes and Goldust the win. He eventually does 30 seconds later, but I'm just pointing out the bullshit. Triple H somehow hasn't fired this cameraman for eavesdropping on his conversation with Shawn Michaels. I'm a big fan of The Miz, but he's not scheduled to wrestle tonight, nor are any member of the Wyatt family scheduled for the night. So why the 5-minute impromptu segment / beatdown?
I'm not medically cleared to compete in a match tonight.
You weren't even scheduled to compete tonight anyway, so why are you so upset about not being medically cleared to wrestle on this pay-per-view?
Understand.
Does Bray Wyatt not realize that the camera is to his left, not in front of him? I find it funny how Eric Rowan is always the first one to get attacked when he and Luke Harper prepare their ambush. I guess any excuse to watch the sheet mask go flying in the air. That's strange. How did Kane escape from the Wyatt family's compound? Last I checked, after the SummerSlam match, the Wyatt family captured Kane. But I guess how he escaped is not important because fuck you. Some actually call this a heel turn, though some have completely forgotten that Kane is the devil's favorite demon and thus doesn't make friends around here. Unless you're Daniel Bryan. We mentioned the impromptu match between Dean Ambrose and Big E set for later tonight. Here's another impromptu match, and holy shit, it's not the last impromptu match of the night either. At this rate, I don't want to hear anyone complain about 2021 pay-per-views having the worst build, because at least they didn't have these all over the place. Don't you shush me! Fandango hears the music play and automatically assumes that he and Summer Rae were getting interrupted, then realizes it's the music for his dance. The entire existence of this team. Good lord, we're not even 35 minutes into this pay-per-view, and I think the true hell of this pay-per-view is having to deal with these horrible matches.
Well, I've heard rumors that Summer Rae is quite the accomplished grappler.
JBL claims to have heard rumors that Summer Rae is an accomplished grappler, despite the fact that everyone knows she can wrestle because of her days in NXT. It's not rumors if everyone knows the facts. This match is somehow 5 minutes long, but the word somehow is taken out of the equation the moment you see Summer Rae wasting time dancing around and not focusing on Natalya. Summer Rae was already falling before Natalya could hit the drop toe hold, and prepared to block with her hands too. Damn, my head is hurting from the pain. Whenever Hornswoggle walks toward a heel wrestler to laugh in his face, he is just asking to get knocked over. Let's just throw in 10 cents. The existence of this match and the time wasted in it has really pissed me off by this point. Skip the damn pre-show panel.
Got in it verbally, and basically the challenge was laid out.
Over an argument? This entire United States Championship match exists because of a single argument? If getting title matches are that easy, then I should argue with whoever's the WWE Champion and get a main event at WrestleMania as a result. Dean Ambrose is an idiot.
Never lost the championship. Why would he have fear of anything? Everybody has fear.
Jerry Lawler would be great at Summerson's 2 expansion. Sure, Dean Ambrose had yet to lose his United States Championship during this time, but that doesn't mean he's not afraid of losing it. Every champion has that fear. JBL's a dumbass at times.
I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard Jerry Lawler make that joke about getting over the fear of hurdles, and each time he says it, it gets more and more cringe. I agree with the audience. This match is really boring. Only reason it exists is to stall additional time because they couldn't properly hype the full 3 hours prior to airtime. Big E Langston has Dean Ambrose set for the big ending, yet he keeps Dean up on his shoulders for the hurry up and counter me amount of time, and I facepalm right on my sunburn. I knew I should have put sunscreen on outside before I started writing sins to bad WWE matches.
Gotta get the champion back in the ring.
Big E, knowing that Dean was trying to get himself intentionally counted out several times throughout this match, put himself in the ring and waited for Dean to get back in himself. The end result of this is Dean getting counted out and proving once again that this was a complete waste of time. Here are 3 more sins added to the counter. Post-match assault. Also, where the hell are Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? That's strange. Normally they protect their Shield members from being assaulted after the matches are over. Makes me surprised that Seth was the one who ultimately betrays them in the end. It takes over an hour for a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell to start Hell in a Selling. A sin, though not as bad as last year's, where only the last 20 minutes of the 3-hour event involved the cage. Damn, Paul Heyman is addicted to Curtis Axel's Intercontinental Championship title belt. I'm honestly shocked that Curtis didn't go after Paul for doing that to the prestigious belt. This entire Hell in a Cell match is literally the exact same match as last year's. CM Punk takes on Ryback with Paul Heyman outside of the ring for the entire match. Sure, the difference is Paul was on Ryback's side and is technically in the match, but he spends the entire thing on top of the cage. My god, that's lazy.
I am the best in hell!
That would be Vince McMahon. Also, over a minute of Paul Heyman talking while the scissors lift rises him to the top of the cage. I already don't want to see yet another CM Punk vs. Ryback Hell in a Cell match, so can we please just get this over with? You know, technically the match is required to start once every participant is inside the cage and the door is locked. Paul Heyman is not inside the cage, so why did the referee ring the bell to start?
CM Punk that he cannot.
This opening sequence is more awkward than you think. Last year, CM Punk was getting manhandled by Ryback, and neither one of these wrestlers changed their styles within the last 365 days. Yet somehow, CM Punk dominates Ryback through the opening sequence. Wouldn't have been awkward if we didn't see this match last year. I'm sorry, but no. CM Punk took the worst amount of damage in that move since he collided with the cell and the chain link on the door. Yet somehow he is not damaged and gets back up like it never happened. CM Punk channeling his inner Miami Marlins by swinging and missing every single time. Fans chanting Goldberg to Ryback when he looks absolutely nothing like him, nor does he wrestle even remotely close to him, cliche.
There's no way in, there's no way out.
JBL, despite having seen so many Hell in a Cell matches since 1997, somehow believes that there is no way out of the cell, after years of wrestlers proving that theory wrong.
That's a bird's eye view of Paul Heyman.
JBL got his animals mixed up because a bird's eye view of something is where Paul Heyman is looking down at CM Punk. Looking up is not a bird's eye view, you stupid dumbass.
Punk said that his legacy will be defined by what he does to Paul.
Wow, apparently escaping Chicago with the WWE Championship at a 5-star classic and putting on one of the best promos of all time in 2011 won't define CM Punk's legacy. What will is what he does to Paul Heyman in this match, out of everything in his career, according to what CM Punk had said. Either that or Michael Cole is just clueless. Ryback yells his signature finish it catchphrase, ultimately alerting CM Punk that Shell Shock is coming and giving him all the ways of countering in the world. Ryback is a dick to CM's punks. And CM Punk is a dick to Ryback's Shell Shockers, or his non-pyro pyros, I don't know, one of those things. JBL doesn't realize that the end of the match means the door to the cage will be open and CM Punk is free to ascend to the top. Who would have thought JBL, who's been involved in so many things in WWE, would be so clueless tonight? If I were CM Punk, I wouldn't put a kendo stick through my trunks for fear that I could get bad splinters, and it doesn't matter how many times someone has been through pain, that shit hurts. The one thing that always pisses me off about moments like these is when a wrestler finally has their hands on the person who tortured them for months and they just stand around savoring the moment, instead of immediately getting the revenge they wanted. Doing that usually causes interference from others.
And of course, Shawn Michaels.
Daniel Bryan is happy with the idea of Shawn Michaels being the special guest referee in this Hell in a Cell main event, not realizing two things. The last time there was a guest referee, Daniel was attacked by Triple H. And lastly, Shawn is the best friend of Triple H, regardless of who he trained. Apparently, according to Michael Cole, Paul Heyman was the one who hit himself with the kendo sticks and subsequent go to sleep. That's a weird image to think about. We are literally over an hour away from the main event taking place, yet we're starting the build-up right now. There are still 3 more matches to go before we get to this. Ladies and gentlemen, we present yet another impromptu match. Holy shit, this night is full of them. Here are 5 more sins. Nobody asked for these impromptu matches. This isn't a house show.
Our opponents belong in a jail cell.
The entire political Donald Trump-like racist gimmick of Zeb Coulter. Sure, the intention of a heel is to piss us off, but this shit happens in real life. Fuck this.
And that's no bull.
Ah, get it? Because El Torito is a... Yeah, you get the point. I'm just gonna put in the sin and get this shit over with. JBL believes that El Torito is possibly Rey Mysterio, despite the fact that Rey himself is literally sitting beside him. Sounding like an idiot is not a good joke.
That is Zeb's point. They all have masks on, Michael.
Good lord, a majority of this match has JBL agreeing with Zeb Coulter about Los Matadores being in the United States illegally because they wear masks. How the hell did a racist gimmick get approved and put into a PG show? Wrestler accidentally runs into his own partner, which ultimately costs him the rest of the match, cliche. Not gonna lie, this was one of the most infuriating World Heavyweight Championship opportunities I have ever seen. I know that John Cena is the biggest star in WWE at this time, but he had been out with an injury thanks to his match with Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. He gets automatically put in a random world title match with Alberto Del Rio, who he had not feuded with for no reason at all. This gets 20 sins for being stupid.
Big Show, by the way, barred from the arena tonight.
Alberto Del Rio is making his entrance for the World Heavyweight Championship match, and all the commentators can talk about is the Big Show being barred from the arena, something they already brought up numerous times tonight.
What do you look for early, John, in this match?
Pretty much the same as we've always seen in matches involving John Cena. He gets some shots on his opponent, takes a 15-minute beatdown, and then does a Superman comeback and wins. I just spoiled this entire match and his entire career to those who have never watched wrestling.
This is smart.
Alberto Del Rio taunts the audience, knowing full well he just begun the John Cena cliched beatdown and has about 15 minutes to kill before he ultimately loses. Conversations during matches. Go ahead, John. Shout German as loud as you want. It's not like you'll get sent for being too loud and making things more than 100% obvious. Oh wait, you will. WWE showing Damien Sandow ready to cash in his Money in the Bank contract against the winner of this match. And given what sadly happens to him the following night, I'd say he'd be better off cashing in tonight rather than against the fresh John Cena tomorrow. Copy site infringement. Michael Cole starts saying John Cena kicks out well before John ever actually kicked out. Goes to show that everyone has figured out how a John Cena match works. Did somebody turn up Michael Cole's microphone causing him to nearly ear rape us at home? Not cool! As much as John Cena is a major star, this is one of the most undeserving World Heavyweight title wins I have ever seen. Returning early from a pretty brutal elbow injury just to get an automatic world title match for absolutely no reason. Gotta suck for anyone else who was in line to challenge Alberto Del Rio. As much as I like AJ Lee, this Divas Championship match was placed at the moment where nearly everyone is tired and just wants the show to be over. Divas matches in 2013 were absolutely sad, being put as the calm down bathroom break match. Skip! What a devastating punch to the air. Either AJ Lee is prone to air punches, or she's still taunting Brie Bella about how her strikes are ineffective. Let's just put in 5 sins and call it a night. Never mind, I can only put in the 5 sins. Can't call it a night until I finish this event.
He's got it locked in.
Michael Cole has confused his pronouns by saying he's got it locked in during this conclusion. Last I checked, AJ Lee is not a male, nor does she identify as a male. I think. At this time, playing WWE 2K video games is the only way the primetime players could become the tag team champions, and that is just sad. Hunter somehow hasn't filed a restraining order against this cameraman who keeps eavesdropping on his conversations with Shawn Michaels. I'm not saying this poll was simply rigged. It was. What I'm more surprised about is more people voted for Bob Backlund than Booker T. No disrespect to Bob, but a lot of the fans in attendance these days don't really know who he is that much. At least over Booker T, that is.
Sean'll do what's right.
Triple H just spoiled the result of this match, and to be perfectly honest, I saw it coming a mile away. Weeks of the build-up revolving around Shawn Michaels showing support to Daniel Bryan and not to Triple H would ultimately end in the twist of Shawn selecting Hunter's side. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning WWE Champion, Triple H! What? Oh, he's just carrying it to the ring for this match? Now that you mention it, he doesn't look like he's ready to wrestle. Must be the way he's carrying the title. I know that Hunter has said mean things to Daniel Bryan, but with this attitude to a simple handshake, Daniel is starting to deserve whatever happens to him next. Shawn Michaels signals for the bell to ring, beginning the match, but then tells Daniel and Randy to stay back in their corners. You're supposed to do that before you ring the bell.
Right into the steel.
Ow, those steel stairs hurt me. Hey, look, I can rest my leg on this thing.
One of the first to use it in every.
These steel stairs are being a dick to Randy Orton by resisting his attempts to break it off from the edges.
Bryan using that.
Ow, my hands!
Oh no!
Randy Orton is addicted to Daniels Bryan's. Man, quite a lot of wrestlers have been going for low blow style moves tonight.
Cover, hook to the leg. Shawn Michaels.
If you didn't have any more evidence that Shawn was siding with the Authority tonight, here's an attempted fast count on Daniel Bryan.
Vacated WWE champion.
Randy Orton attempting to perform the mannequin challenge many years before it actually became a popular thing on the internet.
Headbutt connected.
The flying headbutt likely did not win Daniel Bryan the WWE Championship because he connected it to Randy Orton's arm, which wouldn't exactly put him away in a pinfall.
Pressure here. Randy Orton trying.
Randy Orton, someone who has competed in 5 Hell in a Cell matches by this point, somehow forgot the rules to a Hell in a Cell match by trying to get a submission hold broken up with his foot on the rope. Daniel Bryan wasting valuable time throwing chair after chair into the ring. Apparently he needs all the chairs in the ring to be satisfied. Waste all that time? No wonder he loses.
It was not dangerous enough.
Daniel Bryan, with a chair hanging as high above his head as possible, simply walks toward a waiting Randy Orton, not thinking for a single second that Randy was going to counter him. Well, so much for trying to hit a superplex on all those chairs. Probably should have placed them closer to the corner. If Hunter is really pissing off Shawn that much, why doesn't Shawn just, I don't know, eject him from ringside? As the referee of this match, Shawn has the, no pun intended, authority to eject anyone he pleases from ringside. Hunter constantly yells at Shawn to do his job, but then does everything in his power to distract Shawn from doing his job. Heels gotta heel, but sometimes they do it badly.
Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton show.
The referee gets knocked over at the crucial point in the match, cliche. And at a time when Hunter is constantly yelling at Shawn and distracting him, why am I not surprised? Yeah, Shawn Michaels trained Daniel Bryan and mostly did not agree with what Triple H had been saying about Daniel. But something Daniel should never forget is that a best friend is more important than your former student. As much as it sucks that this cost Daniel the WWE Championship, I admit even I'd super kick my former student if he attacked my best friend. Victory due to referee interference is always a sin. Also, to end this video, have you guys noticed that the 2013 edition of Hell in a Cell is almost exactly like the 2012 edition? There's a cell match between CM Punk and Ryback, and the main event ends with the bad guy winning all because the referee attacked the good guy. Guarantee y'all didn't notice this until now.